Bitcoin is dumping like a maniac, and in today's video, guys, we have some amazing news because I've actually built something which will help you tremendously in your finding your way basically in the next bull market. And we're gonna have some very interesting topics I want to talk about in today's video. And then first of all, I really want to express my gratitude to every single one of you, because the last weeks on the channel, things are just going great. I get a lot of beautiful messages from you. You guys are doing great with the engagement. The amount of views is going up. And I think also the way we approach these markets and the way we finalizing our strategy right here is really paying off. It's really working. And I think in the longer term time frame in this bull market, we can really outperform the majority of the market out there. Because, for example, right here, we have been saying, right, that we are going to open a long position the moment we broke out. We had a nice long position right here. We took profits at the top, roughly at 30,600. But right here, even though we got a correction, we were able to say it is not worth too long based on time, because we are at the end of that 60-day cycle. So even though we get a rally, it will be short-lived, and it is possible that we already have seen the top. So that way, based on time, makes it not profitable enough for us, or not good enough to basically open a long position. And I think eventually this paid off as well, because this looks right now as the top of Bitcoin, the 60-day cycle top. And right now we are just coming down because we lost channel after channel. So I'm very grateful for that, guys. I'm very grateful with that new strategy, with this approach that we are doing right here on the channel, because it looks like that so far it's really paying off, because we've actually predicted the exact bottom right here. We opened a long position like during this period. Then we've predicted this correction, and we actually predicted this bottom accurate on the day. Then we had a nice trade right here with this breakout, and right here we could actually say like, okay, it's not worth it, stand back, because based on time, you shouldn't be looking for long positions basically. So I think it's actually great. I think it's really great, the strategy that we have, because we don't really see that with other people, right? Then another thing I want to share, but I first want to go over the good news that we've built. Actually, if you go to whaleportal.com, let me put my camera right here. You click on data, you click on Bitcoin cycles, and it will bring you to the following page. Yeah. And this is a beautiful page, guys, because I can understand that a lot of you might have a little bit difficulty with tracking these cycles. And I'm talking a lot about these cycles, but you cannot find these charts and so on. So what did I do? I actually built this progress bar on whaleportal.com, which shows you exactly where in which cycle are we actually. So if we have a typical 4-year cycle, then we are right now roughly 5 months and 9 days into that 4-year cycle. The red period right here is the period where in a regular 4-year cycle the Bitcoin top should occur. We also have a 16-year cycle. So during this bull market, in the next coming months, you can just go to whaleportal.com, you click on Bitcoin cycles, and you can see exactly like how close we are getting to that period of a top. Then we don't have to top directly when we touch that red thing, no, but during this period, most likely we will see a top. So you can become more aware of certain signals during this period. So let's say in a couple of years or in 1 year, you're logging in to WhalePortal, and you are seeing, for example, kind of a blow off top with Bitcoin. It lost its previous all-time high, and you're seeing like, whoa, we are actually in this red zone. So based on cycles, we also could see a top, and in the structure it also looks like a top. Then you can convince yourself, okay, you know what we're going to do? We are going to take out a big chunk of our portfolio, and we are going to invest that in something else. Because I think, guys, this is the most difficult thing to do. The most difficult thing to do is to convince yourself in the midst of where every single one around you is bullish, and when you actually internally feel the most confident about the markets, you gotta convince yourself that you actually have to take profits. And this is very, very difficult, especially if you are a believer in Bitcoin like me. Because I also got a question yesterday on the channel. Yeah, but Bitcoin is an asset. Doesn't it function differently? Well, no. Gold is also an asset. Stocks are also an asset. And it's true that they are an asset, but they are still prone to mass human emotions. So they are still prone to these cycles. They don't escape the laws of nature, right? So this is basically what also my goal was. My goal is really during this bull market to help as much people as possible in the crypto space to take profits at the right time, to try and convince you at the right time to take profits and do something else with your money, so that you are prepared for that massive recession which I think is going to come. So that's also the reason why I built this page. I thought a lot of you guys could use some help with checking where in the cycle are we, and I thought I can make it simple. You can also hover over this question mark basically, and then you can see where we are. So the 60-day cycle we are also tracking right here. So right now we are on day 43, so we already surpassed the half, right? And if you surpass the half, the temptation to long should decline, because we are getting closer to a cycle low. And right now it just looks like we might do something like this, like we come down, we might come up right here, and then maybe come down again, and then in the beginning of May we are entering that low. Also, we actually have been saying that this red zone is most likely going to be a corrective time period. So that is also going to be very interesting, guys. This is like the way we analyze things is actually quite interesting, because so far this whole bull market we actually have been very, very accurate. And I'm really happy with that. So something else that I want to talk with you about is, okay, the US dollar stablecoin dominance also confirmed it after we had seen a reclaim of this horizontal level. That is one of the levels that I was telling you guys about, which we have to reclaim in order to look more bearish on Bitcoin. One thing I want to show you guys is this chart. I have been sharing this chart over on my channel, and I saw a comment the other day about this as well, and I just want to make sure that you guys are not misunderstanding what I'm saying. And I just want to be clear, because sometimes I'm sharing a chart, or some people take a sentence out of a whole story that I've said and then make kind of their own summary about it. But I just want to be very, very clear. This is Ethereum against Bitcoin, and what I'm basically saying is that it looks to me that there is a kind of 4-year cycle going on with Ethereum against Bitcoin, where we have a 3-year up cycle and a 1-year down. That doesn't mean that 1 year down is only going to go down. No, in that 1 year down, we also have bounces. So we broke down from this rising channel. We broke down. We had kind of this retest right here. I actually made a video right here that I'm generally bearish on Ethereum against Bitcoin for the coming year. But I also said that in the shorter term time frame, we still can come up, see a bounce. We even can go to higher levels than here, right? So sometimes you also gotta check a little bit what is the chart that we are looking at, because this is a breakdown which just occurred, and I would say during the next year it is going to be like roughly right here. It is going to be generally trending down. That's what I think. That doesn't mean that we cannot see bounces. But based on that 4-year cycle in Ethereum against Bitcoin. So that also means, to avoid any confusion, that Ethereum against US dollar can even double. Can go to 3,000. Might even go to 10,000. Right? But just that its value against Bitcoin will decline in the coming year. And I know if you look in the terms of narrative, it doesn't make any sense, right? Bitcoin is pumping, often Ethereum follows. Why would Ethereum lose any value against Bitcoin? It doesn't make any sense in the narrative. But I'm not looking at the narrative. I'm just really simple looking at the charts, and I'm just giving the significance to time, as time has helped me so much in my past, and I know for sure that time is going to help me in the future. The way to look at the markets based on time is just so different than when we just look at the structure, and I think that really gives us the big advantage which other people don't have, because nobody basically looks at time. So what we are seeing with Ethereum is 3 years up, 1 year down. We just finished a 3 years up. We got a similar structure, rising channel, broke down from this rising channel. So I'm going to be bearish on Ethereum against Bitcoin. Like I said, that doesn't mean that it will be bearish against US dollar. No, it can really double. It can go to 3, 4, 5,000. But that means that Bitcoin will grow higher. So that the value of Bitcoin will actually grow higher over next year than the value of Ethereum against US dollar. So guys, that is just something I wanted to share right here. Nothing against anyone. Like, of course, I was like, you're always free to drop me any questions down below. And I just want to make sure that I express myself clearly and that I don't make that my statements are not being drawn out of context. And I'm also not blaming anybody. I just want to share this to avoid any confusion and to just give clarity, right? So if we just broke down right here, it doesn't mean that in the coming weeks, bam, we are going to lose. No, we can still see that bounce. I actually even talked about that bounce. We could bounce in the short-term time frame, but generally over the next year, if you have a long-term horizon, I think Ethereum will do worse than Bitcoin. That will change, of course. There's an invalidation that will change if we were to break back into this channel, but I don't think right now that that's very likely, or that is the case. Why? Because the structure tells us different, exactly at the right time, where we have seen it last time. Narrative wise, I don't understand it. But based on time, based on structure, this is what the reality is telling me. So, guys, this is basically how I'm looking at the charts. Let's just quickly go over the regular whaleportal website. I actually have to be honest, guys. I made a mistake, though, the other day when Bitcoin actually came down. I thought Bitcoin, there was still a possibility that we are going to rally from these levels, right? And I actually thought that because the relative strength index came down, and I actually thought that maybe that 60-day cycle, very late in the cycle, we could top. But what I didn't do was I actually had to check the signals over on whaleportal.com, because on WhaleAlerts as well, we actually got some signals that Bitcoins were being sent to exchanges. We had that 2 times, so that was actually right before we have seen that Bitcoin dump. So this chart went up, we got a message notification in WhaleAlerts that the Bitcoin balance on exchanges increased by 10,000 Bitcoin, and that was one of the first signals that we actually saw Bitcoin dumping. And it was not the only signal, because the funding rates were coming back up again. We also see that the taker buy sell ratio was actually coming down, hovering around the middle right here. So yeah, actually I kind of should have paid more attention to these signals, because if you would have looked to these charts objectively, then you actually could make the case that Bitcoin was not looking too strong, too bullish. Why? Because Bitcoins are being sent to exchanges, most likely with the intention to sell. Funding rates were going up, more positive, right? Which is normally creating liquidity for downside movement. And the taker buy sell ratio, the buying pressure, basically, we can see the average was coming down right here, which also shows us that there is not much bullish momentum on the derivatives market. So it really made sense in hindsight, of course, for Bitcoin to dump, and I think we actually could already see those signals over on WhalePortal and WhaleAlerts, definitely. So guys, this was the video of today. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure to scroll below, smash up that like button. That is very much appreciated, guys. You are all very much appreciated. Really love to read your comments. I really love to see the engagement of you, and I also love to help you guys navigating in this market, and to help you guys navigating and trying to make every single one of you profitable as best as I can. Okay, soon we are going to open a new trade on Bitcoin. There will be a new long position, as I still think we can continue this uptrend. That long position will be shared over on WhaleAlerts. If you want to join WhaleAlerts, you can do so by joining Bybit with the affiliate link down below. If you join Bybit, you need to meet the deposit requirements of approximately $100 US. So that's actually it. This kind of for free. You just have to be an active trader and trade on Bybit with our affiliate link. Then you can submit your user ID, email address, Telegram handle, and I will put you into the whaleportal, WhaleAlerts Telegram group. If you don't, or if you already have Bybit account, or if you're living in the United States and you cannot get a Bybit account, you don't want to use a VPN or whatsoever, you can also join with bitget. You just have to go to exchanges. You click right here on bitget, view. You click right here on visit bitget. There you create an account, and that user ID you submit over on this page, and then I will add you as well into the WhaleAlerts Telegram channel. So guys, the reason also, I can also explain the reason why we do this. Of course, I'm already building for longer than a year on whaleportal, and we have a team of like, maybe roughly 4 to 5 people right now, and everything comes out of my own pocket, right? So there hasn't been made any profit with this website, and most likely there won't be made any profit in the short-term time frame. I really make this website to create a tool for every single one of you to use for free, where it basically gives you a better grip on the market. So that is also why we actually have that WhaleAlerts platform, because by being an active trader under our affiliates, we just get a small part of the fee that you're doing while trading, and that money all will go into the further development of whaleportal. There won't be any money going to anything else than the development of whaleportal. Actually, I have to add even more money to continue for the development of this website. We have really big plans, but that's also just to have a small business model or a small revenue stream. I have to create something that generates at least a little bit of revenue, which is helping the development of whaleportal, which will accelerate the development as well, which is just better for a company to thrive, right? There need to be some form of income to generate funds to continue to develop, because so far I actually built everything with my own funds, and I like to do that. I will continue to do that, and everything that I'm earning with trading, most of the money will just go into whaleportal, as I have really high beliefs with this platform. I think it can help a tremendous amount of people, especially with now also things like these Bitcoin cycles. It will just help a lot of people to know exactly where we are in the cycle. But yeah, I'm just saying the reason, like if some people say like, yeah, but why do you do WhaleAlerts? Why can't I join? Like, now you know the reason. We are building very hard a tool right here. This cost a shitload amount of money to build, to bring on the markets, a shitload amount of time. The only thing what we ask in return right now, if you want to get those extra information, to just be an active trader under our affiliates, which will bring a little bit of income, which we can use eventually for continuing to develop this platform. So guys, that was it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. If so, like I said, smash up that like button, very much appreciated. And I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.